these things, and these families are just like us. Everybody going to work every morning, trying to pay this daycare bill, this tuition, or whatever it is. But these schools are starting to create this divide based on these economic gaps, and it's almost as if those that they think have more of a unit, they're kind of trending them more to gifted. I don't know if you started to see stuff like this. And the others, they're trying to label them as challenged, or they have behavioral issues and stuff like that. It's kind of the same old story we see in school. I remember back in the day, specifically, it was a guy that was in a class with me, and his dad was at Desert Storm at the time, and he had a lot of behavioral issues, and they just started labeling him. And, with that, he just, he kind of fell off the bandwagon, so to speak. He just was kind of like you say no child left behind. Mm-hmm. He literally was left behind. Oh, yeah, for real, because his parents were divorced, I think, first and foremost, but dad wasn't there, so his mom had a hard time. And we were in private school, so private school tuition was not that. And even as a child, you would hear this stuff about, I don't know how it would get to us as kids, but his mama was late on tuition. He's eating a certain kind of lunch, stuff like that. And so
that means an adult has said it and a child overheard it.
Exactly. And so these types of divides start to divide our children. So that's why I kind of go back to my original point is, no matter who you're dealing with, no matter what you think or what anyone else has said to you, you will respect them just as they're part of our own household.
Because everybody has the same walk in life.
The same struggle.
We all got the same. These struggles are real.
Yes.
And you just never know. Who you're going to cross today is not going to mean somebody else that you're going to cross, 15, 20 years down the line. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we should be respectful of everybody. Mm-hmm. You know what? Just to piggyback, and I'm about to go off topic real quick, which is something that
we always do.
We always do. But once you said that the kids that are diagnosed with behavioral issues or autism or, things like that, do you know what month child is most commonly diagnosed as having some sort of... Did I tell you this?
August.
Yes, it is August.
Because we were talking about schools.
Yes.
When we started talking about our education talk, which is weekly.
All the time. And I just thought it was really interesting that August is the most diagnosed month for children to have behavioral issues, for them to say that they need Ritalin or whatever kind of behavioral correction medicine or something like that. And it's because those kids are usually the youngest in the class. Mm-hmm. That makes me very nervous because not only is my daughter born in August, it's at the end of the month. Mm-hmm. So she made it by the hair on her chin and chin and chin. Right. I mean, like, with minutes to spare. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If I had gone to my actual due date, she wouldn't have made it at all.
Right. That's right, yeah.
Yeah, she wouldn't have made it at all. Mm-hmm. She'd have been in the same class as your daughter. Mm-hmm. So I just think they find any type of reason sometimes to stereotype our babies, which means we have to be even more present and vigilant and making sure that our kids are treated appropriately, that they are assessed correctly. I know mine is going through assessments right now for them to see where her reading is. So they've started sending home book baggies.
Oh, okay. You have book baggies. That's cool.
So what book baggies is, they send them a Ziploc bag home, and it has a book in there that's appropriate to their reading level. Okay. And once the child has mastered reading the book to you, you send it back to school, and then they'll read it to the teacher. Gotcha. The teacher agrees. She'll give them a sticker. Yes, they've passed this grade, so to speak. And then they'll give them the next level book. So I think that's pretty cool.
We did something similar to that. Again, we're still in the pre-K program, but curriculum is very similar. But they do something like that with sentences. Once you master this, and you can actually identify these words, these letters, and all that kind of stuff, we're moving on to 2 sentences. And then a paragraph, not a paragraph, but a series of 5 sentences by the end of the school year. A paragraph, shut up.
You went to journalism.
Right, shut up. By the end of the school year. So, not too much pressure, but, we gotta master this stuff because, there's one part of our brain that's like, they need to go at their pace. I'm not going to stress them. I want them to be comfortable in learning. Right. And the other side is, you're going to get this. You're going to learn this. We're going to be at the top of the class.
You're going to master this.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We had parent-teacher conference probably about 6 weeks ago. And so the oldest was at the top of everything until it came to talking out of turn.
She's at the top of that?
Ooh, girl. She's at the top of that because she knows it all. She's seen it all. She's everything. She's the little errand girl for the classroom. She's the disciplinarian. She's everything.
But she's so nurturing.
Oh God.
She's so nurturing. Remember that day that I brought my baby over, and she was just kind of like, I don't know about this. I don't want to play. But your baby was just like, come on, just play with me. It's okay. We can be friends.
Oh yeah,
it's all right.
Yeah, she likes to bring people in her fold.
We second generation BFFs. It's okay. I come to your house, you come to my house.
Yeah.
We're gonna be friends. My baby was just like,
if she sees anybody her age range, you immediately in her fold. That's her crew.
I love her. She's the sweetest babe. She's so sweet.
Now the oldest, the youngest, that's another story. But yeah, so
she don't come next to me. I know you. Get them germs away from me.
Right, I don't fool with that.
Yes, give me some lettuce.
Some lettuce. That's her thing. Cucumbers. That's her thing.
I ain't mad at her greenery. She keeping that digestive tract
right.
clean.
She is probiotics and all.
That's how you keep that tummy flat, girl. I ain't mad at her.
so yeah, to kind of get a little bit back on topic. Again, we always go back to the golden rule. We treat people how we want to be treated. And that's it. That's the simplest way you can teach children. I don't like to over complicate scenarios. They see a lot of stuff. They hear a lot of stuff. We all watch the news together. They hear us talking. They hear my husband and I talking about things. They hear us talking to each other about stuff. I don't try to even dissect any of that for their brains at this moment. None of that is of their concern at this moment. But our job is to protect them. If I see them in harm's way or anything like that, I'm going to tell them, look, protect yourself. This is what you should do.
That's what mommies do.
That's what we do. But outside of that, I'm not overcomplicating anything. You're going to love everybody. You're going to respect everyone. And until someone treats you differently,
you're going to break bread with them and keep it moving.
There you go. That's it. And outside of that, I don't want to get into anything, too political, too religious. I don't want to go through any of that until they can actually understand that and actually make decisions of that on their own.
Because I feel like you need some friends of every race, creed, color, religion, gender in order to make it in this world.
You need a little mix. And
you do. I mean, like for certain situations, you do need some different kind of friends.
And not even just for that, for this work world.
Yeah.
You cannot enter this work world without understanding how to interact with everyone. You can't. It makes it difficult, especially in a global economy. You cannot expect to go into no workforce and have your blinders on, unfortunately.
Right. You can't go in there thinking, oh, everybody celebrates a birthday. Everybody does not. Everybody doesn't.
Everybody don't celebrate Christmas.
Every holiday, it's going to be some holidays that you're going to have to come to work, but somebody else is going to be off that day because their specific religion observes a different day than we may observe. So everybody's not going to want to join in the potluck just because some of y'all nasty, but that's neither here nor there.
I ain't eat none of y'all potluck.
Especially people with animals that like to freely walk through the house.
On the kitchen counter.
Girl, that's nasty. I don't care how clean you say your house is, but if you got cats and dogs up on the kitchen counter.
We're not doing that. If your chicken didn't come from Publix,
girl, that's what I was about to say. If I don't see you break that safety seal when they say it's time to eat, you ain't that tab across or trying to get your finger behind that sticky tape and break it and open it up.
One Hawaiian roll and one drumstick, please. That's it.
Yes.
And maybe a little bit of that potato salad that they ripped that seal off of.
Yes. If it didn't first. But if you talking like, girl, I made this at the house and I know you got some animals roaming around.
I want no crock pot dip. I don't want no casserole. I don't want your
and we like
ambrosia salad. I don't want none of that. This is all off topic. But
none of that. In this diversified workplace.
Right, sorry. Diversity. I don't want it.
I want your baklava. If it ain't fresh out that bakery box.
I just don't want it. And that's just for the nasties. This ain't got nothing to do with culture.
Yes, nothing. Your bean pie still ain't got... Where'd you go? Where did you go?
Okay, so for those of you all on YouTube...
Where did you just go
to? My chair just adjusted itself. Keep going. Move along. Move along. Hey, we told y'all from week 1, we are not perfect, but we're aiming to be.
But I think we may have the sound right this week because nobody has texted or tweeted us or anything like that.
Or they forgot about us. It's one of the
Say,
other.
hey, we can't hear you, so hopefully we have the sound right. I see the little bars on the screen going up and down.
Either y'all forgot we exist or y'all can actually hear us.
Which, we're all good with.
Right.
It's all good. So,
right.
Whew,
But
girl,
yeah.
that was heavy. I'm tired.
That was heavy. So
let's come out of there. Let's come out of there.
Give me something.
We got 21 minutes.
Give me something light. Give me something light.
Whew. Girl, I don't know. I'm tired now.
What did you...
What was on the agenda for today? You wrote
that
all
was
this
it.
down.
That was it. That was about
what was on the original agenda before we decided to deviate in honor of the MLK Day?
Oh, we were supposed to talk about something about children's safety.
I thought we said last week we weren't going to talk about that.
Okay, we're not doing that. I'm just telling you what we talked about. And we also we created a segment about what do you do when you're off duty. But we kind of talked about that. But we'll go back into that.
We talked about what we do when we off duty?
Week 1, we did a little bit. But y'all didn't hear it.
If it's a segment, it's supposed to be something that's every week.
Y'all didn't hear it. If it was week 1, y'all didn't hear it. So
nobody heard
we'll rehash it. Those of you who heard us after 28 minutes of the podcast, you may have heard a little bit, but we'll talk about it again.
So sad.
So again, because we are, the brand is Mommy's Off Duty.
I gotta change my position.
Oh God. The brand is Mommy's Off Duty. The whole point of this is the time where we take off to
to be us,
talk a little bit to y'all
about what you do to get off duty.
Not have the kids, pulling at our hair, pulling at our shirts, screaming at the door, which any minute one could come.
Having to change a diaper, get some juice, make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, find something, chase one to get something out of her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even tell you how many times today it was, Kai, get it out your mouth. Mm-hmm. Kai, what's in your mouth? What's in your mouth? Get it out your mouth. Does anybody know what's in your mouth? Hold on, bring it here. Let me get it out of her mouth. Like, at one point, I literally had her turned over upside down because I was trying to figure out what was in her mouth. Yeah. And I was like... trying to get it out, and she's steadily biting my finger, and then that finally dawned on me, she ain't got no back and side teeth. She's like a little old lady. She's got these front teeth right here. It's no back and sides. I'm going to go around the back and side, and I can fish it to the front.
That's what gets it done. But, off-duty time, I think we talked about, is more of self-care time.
Yeah. On my way here to get off duty, I had to stop and get my eyebrows together, because I was looking like a bushwoman across the top. Mm. And it just felt good to just sit there for a few minutes and, like you said, not have anybody ask me about anything, want something, need something, tell me to find something. I just had a few minutes to myself, even though it was only like 8 minutes. Yeah. But it was still time I had to myself. And I really like that. And what we're all supposed to do is, if we're off duty, we got to give a shout out to somebody that's on duty.
Yeah, that's the dads.
Hey, honey.
They are on duty. Hopefully everyone is still.
Mine should. Yeah. I got 17 more minutes before they go to bed.
Yeah, so everybody is getting it done. But sometimes off duty means, grandma has them, auntie has them, cousin has them, things like that. So we always say thank you for those that take them off our hands for just a few moments of time.
We need it, girl. We need it.
Just a few moments. Oh. But I like to do my self-care at home. I like when my husband takes the kids out and I can actually just sit in peace in my home. I like to do the outside stuff. I like my shopping. I like, going out to eat with my girls or whatever like that, getting a drink. But most importantly, my house, the house is usually so chaotic that when I have an opportunity to sit in my home in peace and I can have the TV on what I want, I can have a snack out and not, all kinds of hands and germs on it. I may be able to sneak a nap in or something like that. I really appreciate those moments now. It was a time where I couldn't stand being in the house. I felt like I had to be doing something. I needed to be in something. Now I'm like, y'all, it's Saturday. Y'all want to run? Y'all got somewhere to go? Can you take them with you? Can you do something?
Because I've been here with them all weekend.
I've been here with them all, especially since you get off on Friday. It's probably till about, 4 o'clock that next day on Saturday. It's like, okay, take them somewhere.
I'm tired.
I just need a few minutes to myself. And I don't feel like putting no clothes on and getting in the car and driving myself nowhere. I just want to be here. And no matter how much you think that, I can do that while they're home, it never works. Oh, no. Like if I could say, let me get a half an hour to myself. I could be laying in the bed asleep and somebody will still jump on my head. Exactly.
Mommy, you sleep.
Right. What you doing? What you doing? What you watching? What you eating down there? What you never fail. So I just like to look. We pay enough for these houses, so
I just want to use the bathroom by myself.
I swear, kids, I know how to use the bathroom alone. I can promise you, Mama got it.